Hi, my name is Fraser and welcome back to GPU Solutions. In today's video, I want to walk you through the memory testing tool for Nvidia GPUs. I'll show you the menu, how to navigate it, and then we'll run actual tests on four different GPUs, each one representing a different memory type. By the end of this, you'll know exactly what to run, how to read the results, and what those results are telling you. This is the USB. It's a UEFI based tool, completely menu driven. You plug it in, boot from it, and everything from there is just navigating a menu. No commands to type, nothing to install. That's intentional. I built it this way so that any technician, regardless of their Linux experience, can use it straight away. For today's test, I got four GPUs. The RTX 3070 and the RTX 2080 both have memory controller errors. Good candidates for showing a failed result. The RTX 3090 came in for a thermal paste replacement and has no memory issues at all. I'm using it to show you what a healthy result looks like. And the RTX 5090. The core on this came from another card that had shorted memory rails, so the memory controllers are damaged. We are using it purely for demonstration. When you boot from the USB, this is the first screen you'll see. Two options, one for the RTX 30, 40, and 50 series, and one for the RTX 20 series and below. Select the right one for the GPU and hit enter. The menu loads, and the first thing I want you to look at is the prompt at the bottom of the screen. This changes depending on which GPU you have highlighted. It's telling you something important, where to connect the monitor and how to set up your BIOS before you run the test. Pay attention to this every time. The green prompt means GDDR6. Connect the monitor directly to the GPU and set it as the primary display in your BIOS. As soon as you move to the RTX 3070 Ti, which is GDDR6X, the prompt changes to yellow. That's telling you to connect the monitor to the iGPU instead, and to run mods before anything else. The color change is there so you can't miss it. The menu covers the full range 30, 40, and 50 series, right down to the RTX 5090. At the bottom, you'll also find restart, power off, and exit to terminal, which I'll come back to. Inside the sub-menu, you got your three test options, mods, mats, and NVMT. And at the top of the screen, there's a preview of the exact command that runs when you press enter. So you're never in the dark about what's happening. To run any test, you just scroll to it and press enter. That's all there is to it. Reports are stored automatically every time you run a test. You can come back and review them at any point without having to run the test again. Just quickly, the submenu structure is the same across all GPUs. The RTX 5090 prompt here reads GDDR7. Same setup as GDDR6X. iGPU as primary, run mods first. We'll cover that in the test. If you ever need to drop into the terminal, maybe to run something manually or check a log file directly, exit to terminal is there for you. And to get back to the menu, just type ./menu.sh and you're straight back in. Power off asks for confirmation before it shuts down. Press Y and system closes cleanly. Before we run any test, I want to show you the BIOS setting that matters most. Under the Advanced tab, look for Primary Display. You'll see Auto, IGFX, or PEG. Some board label it as PCIe or PCX. For GDDR6 GPUs, set this to Auto and connect your monitor directly to the GPU. For GDDR6X and GDDR7, set it to IGFX, that's your internal GPU. Get this wrong and the test won't run the way it should. I'll leave this on IGFX for now. We're starting with the RTX 5090. Alright, let's start with the RTX 5090. This is GDDR7, so the display is connected to the iGPU. I'll boot into the menu, navigate down to the RTX 5090 and open the submenu. I'll run mods now and we get a fail. Given what I told you about this card earlier, that's no surprise. Let's open the report and I'll show you how to read it. The section we're interested in is the FBPA training status entry. Each one represents a memory channel. On the RTX 5090, there are 8 channels, A through H, and each channel has 2 banks. Reading the result is straightforward once you know what to look for. It all comes down to the last character of the hex value next to each channel. If the last character is 0, there is no fault. If the last character is 2, bank 0 is faulty. If the last character is 8, bank 1 is faulty. And if the last character is an alphabet A, both banks are faulty. On this RTX 5090, channel A ends in 2, so A0 is faulty. Channel F ends in A, so both F1 and F0 are gone. Same for channel H, both banks. That tells me everything I need to know about where the faults are sitting. I'll quickly attempt MATS and NVMT as well. And as you can see, both fail on this card. The memory controllers are damaged, so they can't execute. But the point is, mods already gave us the full picture. On any GDDR6X or GDDR7 GPU, mods is all you need to identify memory faults. MATS and NVMT are there as an option, but they are not required. So for GPUs using GDDR6X and GDDR7, run mods. That's the only test you need for memory fault diagnosis. One thing I also want to show you on this USB, you can run everything from the terminal if you prefer working that way. I'll navigate to the RTX 5090 folder, run mods commands directly, and open the log file with nano. Same result, same report. The menu is just a cleaner way to get there. I'll power off and move to the next card. Up next, the Gainward RTX 3090. This one uses GDDR6X memory, and as I mentioned earlier, it's a completely healthy card. Now before I run the correct test, I'm going to deliberately do something wrong. I'm going to try running MATS before mods, and I want you to see what happens. You can see the error here. It won't let you run MATS until mods has completed first. That's by design. Mods needs to run before MATS can execute on GDDR6X and GDDR7. Now I'll run mods correctly. And we get a fail. But I want to explain exactly what this means because this is where I see a lot of technicians get confused. Now this GPU is healthy. No memory issues at all. So what's happening here? When a GDDR6X or GDDR7 GPU is able to display an image, mods won't execute. It will return a fail to execute error. That's simply the script failing to execute because the GPU is functioning and outputting an image, not a memory error result. What you're seeing here is different. If a GDDR6X or GDDR7 GPU can output an image, mods will return an error 10021. That means there are no memory errors. A GPU with GDDR6X and GDDR7 with memory errors will not display any image. I've added this to the video specifically because I've seen many people misread this. If your GPU is outputting an image, you're done. There are no memory errors. Troubleshoot elsewhere. Maths runs now that mods has completed, and we get a clean green pass. Exactly right for a healthy card. I'll run NVMT as well, not because we need it, but because I want to show you what it looks like. Maths report, a clean pass, nothing to worry about. Now, the NVMT report. Have a look at this. You can see errors in here. But this GPU has absolutely no issues. This is exactly why NVMT should not be used as a standalone diagnostic tool. NVMT can show errors on a perfectly healthy GPUs. Use it as a supplementary data point only, never as a primary diagnosis. I personally stopped using NVMT as a standalone tool entirely. This NVMT is in this tool for those who want that extra information, but treat it with caution. My recommendation for GDDR6X and GDDR7 is simple. Run mods, and that's your answer. Before I power down, I'll drop into the terminal one more time. Just as a reminder that everything you can do from the menu, you can also do directly from the terminal. I'll type power off to shut down and we'll move to the next GPU. Now for the RTX 3070, which uses GDDR6 memory. Unlike the previous two GPUs, this one requires the monitor connected directly to the GPU. So I'll head into the BIOS and change the primary display from IGFX to auto. Once the system boots, I'll navigate to the RTX 3070 in the menu and head into the submenu. Now, this is where GDDR6 differs from what we've seen so far. On GDDR6, maths is the only test you need. There is no need to run mods first, and no need to run NVMT. Just maths, and that will give you your answer. For GDDR6 GPUs, maths is all you need to diagnose memory faults. Mods and NVMT are still available in the menu, but they are not required. And we get a fail. Let's open the report and take a look. We have errors on A1, A0, C1, and C0. Two full channels affected. Now, when you see a pattern like this, where multiple positions across two channels are failing, it's very unlikely that four individual memory modules have all died at the same time. In my experience, this points to a memory controller on the core. So for a card like this, the next logical step would be to reball the core and retest to confirm. And while we are here, I want to talk about what's coming in version 3 of this tool. In version 3, the new menu will read the test results automatically, identify the faulty memory, and display it on screen. It will also suggest the recommended repair path, whether that's a memory reball or a core reball or both. It will tell you directly, no manual report reading required. The goal in version 3 is to output the diagnosis right in front of the technician, so there's no confusion about what the next step is. Stay subscribed, that update is coming soon. I'll run NVMT as well just to show you. And warnings only, no hard errors, even though we have a failing GPU. Again, this is why NVMT alone won't give you a reliable answer. Maths already told us everything. If you have noticed, there are a few incorrect comments, like it mentions to run mods before running maths. But on GDDR6, you don't require to run mods before running maths. You can run maths straight away. These errors will be rectified in version 2.1 update. So stay tuned. Let's power down and move to the last GPU, the RTX 2080. This time, I'm selecting the 20 series options from the grub menu. You'll notice straight away that something different happens. An auto-run maths loader fires before the menu even appears and gives you an immediate result in this case, a fail. The menu then loads and you can go deeper from there. This auto-run will be removed in the 2.1 update. The 20 series menu covers GT, GTX and RTX 20 series cards. Have a look at the range. It's a broad list. One thing I'll flag: a few 600 series GPU in here are tagged as GT when they are actually GTX. That's a known issue and I'll be correcting it in the next update. I'll head into the submenu for the RTX 2080 and run maths. And just like the RTX 3070, we get a fail. Opening the report, we can see write errors on almost every channel. The only ones coming back clean are B0, C0 and D0. Now this is a very different pattern to what we saw on the RTX 3070. When you have this level of widespread failure across the majority of channels, individual memory modules simply don't fail this way. In my experience, this points to a dead memory controller on the go. Now, you could try a core reborn, and I actually did that on this exact card. I also replaced the memory modules, and neither made any difference. Given the age of this GPU, personally, I would call it a day. For GDDR6, including all 20 series GPUs, maths is the only test you need. And remember, if your card cannot display an image, do not automatically assume it's a memory error. Let me bring everything together before we close out. For GDDR6, that's your 20 series and 30 series cards like the RTX 3050, 3060 and 3070, connect the monitor directly to the GPU. Set the primary display to auto and run maths. That's it. If your GPU can't display an image, that is not a memory error. Don't diagnose it as one. For GDDR6X, that's 3070 Ti, 3080, 3080 Ti, 3090 and 3090 Ti, and including the 40 series from the 4060 Ti to the 4090, connect to the iGPU. Set your internal display as primary and run mods. Mods is your answer for GDDR6X. For GDDR7, same principle as the GDDR6X. Mods is all you need. And NVMT, it's there as an option across all GPUs. It's a good addition, but don't rely on it alone. It can mislead you, and I wouldn't use it as a basis for my repair decisions. That's the memory testing tool for Nvidia GPUs. I hope this gives you a solid foundation for using it confidently. Knowing what to run, what the result means, and what your next step should be. The link to the tool is in the video description below if you want to take a closer look. And if you want to be the first one to know when version 3 is ready, make sure you're subscribed and hit the notification bell. My name is Fraser. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.